Hi. There we go. Wasn't connected apparently. Clearly, I may have gone too far over when I trimmed my bangs. Wait, I can't hear the music at all. Oh, there it is. I don't like this one. It was like skipping out, but like on purpose. I don't like that. Yeah, so I wanted to wear one of my Christmas sweaters. Um, the one my mom got me from the Nancy Drew website. But it smells weird because I haven't washed it this year. It's from last year. Um, and apparently storage made it smell weird. But luckily, because of the way I do my camera settings, you can't tell this is an orange sweater. It's like a burnt orange. But you can't tell. Wash them because they smell exactly like my grandma's house for some reason. Oh, that's cute. This smells like vinegar and like dirt. It's not a cute, musty smell. Yeah, it looks super red. This is why we have arguments on stream about whether my things are pink or red, is because of the way my color, the way that it all just plays out. Oh, I didn't turn my twinkly lights on. Also, I'm realizing the scarf I made Pepper to be pink, you also can't tell because of the color. It was a waste of time. I mean, it looks kind of pink. This was the present Ellie got me. It's a gay nutcracker. His name's Alfred. He's gay, or at least a really good ally. But honestly, look at his goatee, his beard. Look at his beard. He's gay. He munches. They don't always munch. My Australian one, for example, he does not munch. I don't know how I feel about us calling it munching. But yeah, he munches. Yeah, I was really nervous because she was like, is Brie mad? And I was like, what the fuck did you get me that's gonna make my wife upset? Another nutcracker. That checks. That checks out. That checks out. I need your help. Yes. This is the gift. This is that gift. Yeah. I didn't realize my computer was muted. Wow, Zero. Wow. Wow. Do you get my package? I got a notification that something showed up at my post box. So now I need to tell them to forward it. ASAP. Your credit score changed. Okay. What is this one? This one's from Ellie. Just based on the location. This one is This one's from you. They got it on the 17th. That has been consolidated and shipped to me. Why aren't you letting me click on any of these options? I lied. They got it. They got it on the 16th. They told me on the 17th. Oh, I received it on the... I should have received it. It might be in my mailbox. I don't want to schedule pickup. I want to ship. Hi, Dave. I said they. I'm sorry. No, it shouldn't be lost again. If the P.O. box got it. I think the one that was lost before my P.O. box didn't get it. Zero, yes, you did. I did, and I asked Bree this morning. I use AMD, not Nvidia. Lisana, if you remind me, I will do a BRB and go get it later. Bree doesn't feel good, so I don't feel nice asking her to go get it. I am hoping, but I don't want to jinx us. I'm hoping stream doesn't crash today. We did a bunch of different things to my computer, and theoretically, is she okay? She started feeling sick yesterday. She went on like a 3-day camping trip with her friends last weekend. That just happened. She came home Sunday. And so it's possible she got sick then. I think she might just be sleep deprived, to be honest. Because she was on her period while she was there. And they all stayed up late a lot of nights. She was the sober friend most of the weekend, which she's never had that experience before. So she had to like drive them to IHOP at 1 in the morning. Hi, Cass. Dave, I hope you're doing well. Oh, Dave and Lisana. I'm addicted to Stroop waffles. Is this better? I need to remember to bring it closer because I put it away during not stream. Yeah, I'm straight up addicted to Stroop waffles. We have a store called World Market. They sell a bunch of international goods. It's where we get Bree's Tim Tams because I think technically they're still the American one, but for some reason I feel like they're not, and so I think they taste better. Anyway, and so we bought Stroop waffles while we were there, and we got these little minis. And we ate the package very quickly. And so Bree bought a pack of 200. And they should be coming soon. It is hard to balance it over your... Again, they're mini. And I usually eat 5 in one setting. They're mini. But I've learned what the trick is you put your spoon over your cup. And then it usually fits, or under the mug, depending on how big the spout is. Turkey, thank you for gifting 5 subs to the community. What the fuck? What an entrance. That should last you about a week. Yeah, exactly. I'm so proud of you for logging your books because I tried and gave up so fast. It helps, Cass, that I was moving my bookshelf and that I organize my books by color because I moved them from this wall to that side of the room, which meant they got moved twice. Essentially, they had to get moved off the bookshelf out of the way to put the bookshelf on that wall, and then they had to get sorted into colors. And so as I moved them to that side of the wall, organizing by color is when I entered him into the computer. So it was like a natural transition. And then I just did it while I was watching TV. Also, I was in like a hyper ADHD stage, clearly. I logged 1 and it's the one I was reading. I also used like an Excel template, which also made it go faster. Tub! Hello. My other grandma always has the mini ones. Mini ones they were so good. They're so cute. Yeah, tried that. Hated it immediately. Okay. That's fair. You don't have to be anal like me. Also, Cass, I don't know how to tell you this, but life's really long. So when you're old and bored, that can be one of your things that you do. When you're old and bored like me. Aw, Dave, we hated missing. We hated you not being. Anyway. I had no idea where you were gonna go with Cass, so I don't know if we'll get to be that ancient. Zero, don't even. Don't even. I did. I hated you. How dare you be gone? Dave, Turkey is another international friend. She's from Ireland. I'm saying she. I don't actually know. Turkalurky? Here, let me reset this and then the pronouns app will work in case you're registered with that. But also, I don't know, maybe you're not. Oh, you know what? I don't think I have it installed on this computer. I should do that at some point. Turkalurky, what pronouns would you like us to use? Dave is one of our Dutch friends. We love her. I sat up so straight. Oh, also, please enjoy, those of you who did not get to see it, my Nutcracker mug. And this Nutcracker, that's the gift that Ellie sent me for Christmas this year. Well, apparently one of them, because she sent me a package that I'm now having to send to my house. I think it's from her. I don't actually know. Because she has my home address. Maybe it's not from her. Maybe it's from Cass. Mystery package. There's also no name on it. I just assumed based off the state. Anytime I see a Nutcracker in the wild, I think of you. Oh my god, Dave, you're gonna love this. Okay, so first of all, that was the gift I got from Ellie this year. It's a gay Nutcracker. Also, he's nice and tall. Most of my Nutcrackers are short. So he's gonna look great on my mantle. He's gonna help diversify heights. This is the Nutcracker I got this year. I buy a Nutcracker every year. He's Australian. Look, there's a little koala with a candy cane in his backpack. And there's like a bucket with a shovel. Because for Australia, it's Christmas is summer. And look, there's a little kangaroo. Oh my god, do it. I have to ask you guys card questions. Anyway. Isn't the kangaroo so cute? Little hat and prezzy. So, some of you may actually get Christmas cards this year. If you're on my Patreon, you get priority. If you've been a past Patreon, you will probably also get priority. If you're a mod, you get priority, depending on how many cards I have. But so Bree wanted us to make sure we send one to her parents and her sister this year. So I had some that were already started the past couple years that I never sent out. Or they weren't my favorite, so they didn't get sent out. Or I forgot to send cards at all, so they didn't get sent out. And then I was working on some yesterday, and I need your help deciding which ones are going to go to her parents. And then there's also a couple that I need your help on how to finish them. So first of all, we have this one, which technically isn't finished. He, him! Okay. If I've been giving she energy, I'll rock that. I'm gonna be honest, Turkalurky. I always assume she, her, because I'm always surprised that guys want to hang out here. Always. The only reason I knew Zero was a guy is because we met him through a streamer friend. It's the only reason. Everyone else I assume is a girl. Does anyone want to guess how many meese are on my tree? 4, 14? Cass, if you want to ensure that it's here before Christmas, message me and I will send you my home address. I don't send it to everybody, so feel special. But also, I have a lot of your home addresses. So anything you try to do to me, I can just do back. Okay, Zero, when you said you were doing the butterfly dress, I can't remember if we agreed we were doing the Sam one or not. I did the fairy dress, and I just completed it the other day. Just to do, looking to chill here, and I love it. Thank you for choosing us. You have 20 meese on your tree. Reminder, my address changed. Okay, if it's in our DM, regardless, go to our DMs and make sure I have the right one. If it is the right one, say so. Cass, Aaron did check in, but we figured at that point it was probably too late. Those are the only ones on the tree. It is in our DM. Okay. Lisana, have you considered sharing every single photo of your niece? Thank you. Zero, we'll talk about Nikki in a minute because I have a lot to talk about Nikki. Someone was too excited. I don't want to name names, but she has ADHD and likes to yap. I sent myself a mystery present. Sounds like me, to be honest. Okay, so we have this one, but I don't know what to write here. We have this one, but I do feel like it's missing something here. This one's fancy because it opens, so it can stand on its own. This one technically could, because it's unfinished. I could put it on the front and of a card and make it stand. Okay, so we have this one. I have this one, also unfinished. But, so this one's fun because it could sit like this, or it could go like this. Merry Christmas in big letters. Oh, on this one? Okay, well, so this is for who again? Anyone getting a Christmas card, but specifically I want to pick the one for Bree's parents. Also, she sent her grandpa one. And her sister. So the three get priority, and then anyone else who gets a Christmas card, which will prioritize Patreon, because that is technically what they are meant to get from me every month. Let's not talk about it. They're all really nice and understanding. What are the vibes for Bree's parents? I don't know. We have this one. This one's fancy because wow. Then there's this one, which is silly. I mean, kind of. It's from Zoo Lights, where the zoo puts up Christmas lights. This is from one of their pamphlets. It says Merry Christmas, but it's a gorilla. We have this one, which was one of the first ones Well, it came from the collection of the first Christmas cards I set out. It's a train. Trains are Christmas. I don't know what to tell you. Feels very Christmas in summer with the tropical. It does. I should do a summer Christmas ones, at least for her sister. Her parents are in Germany. But that's a good point. Summer. We just talked about it. Okay. This one is a Polaroid from a polar bear. It's a polar bear it's a Polaroid. The only reason I didn't send this one out before is because I didn't like how I wrote Happy Holidays. It looked too handwritten. Granted, it is supposed to be a Polaroid. So it should be handwritten. Speaking of Polaroid, it's a polar bearoid! Speaking of Polaroid, it's a kangaroo with a Christmas hat. I had to cut Santa out of this Christmas hat, just know. So there's just a random Santa face floating around in my craft supplies. Anyway, I did this one yesterday. I'm quite pleased. And then we have this one, which is also fancy. It's also a trifold. This one's good for people who don't actually celebrate Christmas. Anyway, that's what I have so far. But then I have a bunch of things that I want to use in cards and I don't know how. You think this one's good for her parents? They're the ones in Germany. I also feel like it's so small. I feel like I have to include it in a card. Like I could include it with the train. Because they kind of match. I think I was also picturing it in here. But then I'm gonna be honest, it feels like I'm using two of the best ones. They lived in Australia. Yeah, they did. Yes. They're moving back as well. Okay, this Christmas song kind of sounds creepy. Stick it on a bigger empty card. Put a border on it. I just realized this one can't really, like, sit. I mean, I guess it can. I could put a little niche. A little notch is the right word. And then it can sit properly. They can acclimatize for next year. Okay, hold on. I think they're moving back in the next year. A lot of family is moving in the next year. Anyway, so this is what I have so far. But I also have a bunch that could be. Hold on. Hold on to your panties. Just say how much more fun it is to craft now that my supplies are organized. Like yesterday, I came in my room. Being like, I'm gonna work on Christmas cards. And then I just like went over to my box and was like, these are my Christmas things. And then put the box aside, and then grabbed my Christmas envelope, and then I sat down. Can we release your panties? Oh, yeah, sorry. You may let go. For now. And then I was down. I was gonna say it's more fun to craft with us. Well, that doesn't make sense. I didn't craft yesterday. Oh, I like this one. I don't actually know if you can hear the music. Okay, so granted, some of these I can use in my journal because I haven't set up December and January yet. I don't even think I finished November, to be honest. It's been a long 4 months. I'm gonna be honest. Oh, also, please know, because I know Liz Otto was checking in. I do feel better this week. My period's gone and my hormones are back. The problem is you got me addicted to a game. And also, Bree's on vacation, so our sleep schedule's gone fucked up. So I woke up at 2 yesterday. In the afternoon. And I was like, well, I'm not streaming. Might as well play a video game. So. We're gonna have more craft supplies organizing streams though, because I've set up the desks differently and it's a mess. But also I have a label maker now. So now we can go through and label things. I hope I can hear music. Otherwise, my head's gone holiday crazy. Oh my god. So Bree made me go see Wicked last week. And for the rest of the week, she would not stop singing Wicked songs. Okay, so we were saying to write Merry Christmas in big letters. I do have letter stickers that are designed to look like they're candy canes. So that's definitely an option, especially for this one, which is just red. Okay. I also have this postcard. When is this from? It doesn't have a year, but I got it at a thrift store, so it's old. I've had this stupid 21 Pilot song they sang in the Game Awards stuck in my head all week. I did not watch the Game Awards. That's just scrapbook paper we have. Those are just more stickers. I opened this backwards, I think. And then my books of random stickers, which you can't see behind the chair right now in the pile of trash, also has some like fantastic Christmas stickers that I would like to use. I don't think I could really use most of them for Bree's family just because they are kind of absurdist. And I don't feel like they would fully appreciate them to the level that you guys would appreciate them. Hold on, we'll get there. This is a scrap from a previous Christmas card, which I kept because I felt like I could pull that off using that again. Candy cane letters. These are just scraps of paper. Makes me sad because the vocals on the live performance were insanely good and felt raw, and I looked it up on Spotify and it's very produced. Are you talking about Wicked? I was surprised how much I enjoyed the movie. I'm gonna be honest. I had heard really horrible things about like the whole thing. And Brie and I left and we were like, okay, that wasn't as bad as people made it sound. Oh no, the 21 Pilots song. Wait, they performed at the Game Awards? That feels so random to me. But that's cool that they sing live. Here's another card that I could use I think I cut this off of a Christmas card that someone sent me. It could have been one of you. Could have been family. I don't know. It's none of my business. Just random stickers. Okay. I'm putting all the iconic, weird, absurdist stickers in one pile so we can go through them out at once. The other things I'm putting to the side right now. Oh, here's a Santa whose hat I cut off. So now I just have like a headless man. Before the Snoop Dogg performance, what the hell is going on with the Game Awards? Now I feel like I missed out. Damn. Paper. Here's a card that's just started with nothing on it. I don't really have any presents to wrap this year, and I'm sad because I have such cute wrapping supplies. Snoop just be popping up everywhere, honestly. Okay. I like how Zero's still talking about the Game Awards, and I was like, are you talking about Wicked? And he's like, no. 21 Pilots. Like, what is this? 2018? I guess he launched a game studio? Wait, okay, have you seen him play The Sims? Snoop Dogg playing The Sims is not something I knew I needed. Hello, Nick. Oh, Lasana, you're so cute. I'm happy to see you guys too. I guess. I'm gonna show you things in a second. I'm just trying to find all the things I want to show you. I'm definitely missing one. That might be my favorite one. So where the fuck did it go? Oh my god, I'm gonna cry if I lost it. Because it's just so weird that it needs to find a home. Okay, well, for now. Okay. So here's one that I started that needs to get finished. There's that. I found that after I was done because I had set it to dry and then completely forgot about it. Crafting with ADHD is a experience. Okay, so here are things I feel like I need to use and I haven't found out a way to use them yet. We have Santa. We have Taylor Swift's cats. We have this ribbon I bought that I had an idea of how to use it, and then I couldn't figure out in practice yesterday, but it says ho ho. Ho ho ho. Also, I'm realizing the way I cut it out doesn't actually have the third O. So we have this little girl with a wreath, with a garland. We have this little, the problem with a lot of these stickers is they're so small. This says a Merry Christmas and it's random people dancing in the woods. This is some of my favorite wrapping paper I have, but I don't have enough of it left to actually wrap presents. I was dying the other day when they were talking about the Eras tour and discovering people live stream on Instagram and how they got to watch the final show. Today they were talking about Wicked, and I was just... The guy cast as Fiyero. I can't believe nobody did so good in a role like that. Like, he got the role of a lifetime. I hope he ends up cast in some other stuff because more people should know about him. Who's gonna tell him? Who's gonna tell him? Nothing says Christmas like Dancing in the Woods. One of my favorite things is straight women finding out he's incredibly gay. But like, sweetheart, he's in theater. What did you think the odds were? Also, why does it matter? It's not like you have a chance. Anyway, one side of the wrapping paper is cup of noodle, but it says like holiday names. So this says Noel Noodle. This says Jingle Bell Pepper. And then the other side is Andy Warhol Santa. My friends say to me, not being into him is the final acceptance of being a lesbian. That and Hassan Piker. He's so attractive. We also have these little candy canes I made. I find it more shocking when they play a gay character so well and they're actually straight. Honestly. Honestly, because gay people have had to pretend to be straight. But when a straight person, I'm gonna be honest, when a straight man can be a convincing gay man, I am impressed. Without being like a stereotypical gay person as well. Like, there's a line there. Anyway, we have these cute little candy canes. Here's another one of the soups. Here is, I showed you the Polar Baroid. This was the rough draft that I feel like could still be used somehow. And then we have some more of the weird stickers. We have this small child with a wreath. We have these hands. I feel like the white holly is meant to symbolize something. Or this isn't holly, is it? This is something else. So someone tell me what kind of plant this is, so I can know what they're agreeing on. So many small people, that's the problem. Why I haven't been able to use them. Here is this woman who looks like she's being held at gunpoint to smile. Christmas mistletoe. Oh, so holly and mistletoe. Shaking hands. We have this sketchy looking dwarf. Oh, here's where they start to get really weird. Okay, here's just this man with a Christmas dinner saying Merry Christmas. He's lifting his hat to you. Here is Santa with a sack full of children. I think it's meant to be them sneaking into Santa's bag to steal presents, but really it just looks like Santa's kidnapping children and they're trying to escape. I would do shots from his belly button, sucking him dry. Okay, but is she wrong? Can't escape my love this holiday season. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yes, that's good. They accomplished their vision. I mean, I wouldn't. We have these two children. I'm not really sure what happened because their heads don't actually look like they're meant to be on their body. Nor do I know if they're actually meant to be children. It says, "Welcome, Merry Christmas." But also, I'm not really sure what's going on with the Mary. That is an R. It looks like an A. But this one, this is the best one. And you're not ready for it. You simply aren't ready for it. I need you to know I edited nothing about this sticker. It is directly cut from, it's not even cut from the book. It's just directly pulled. With many Merry Christmas greetings. It is a headless child popping out of an egg, holding a letter, only one sock. I am also confused. We're just working out of our shells. We have another Zoo Lights animal that I put a Christmas hat on. We have a kangaroo. This is the wrong one though. There's a different one that I put a hat on. So I might just save this for something else. Because this one couldn't have a hat, it's facing the wrong direction. I just want everyone to know I tell my IRL friends about how much I make really laugh. And then I have this. This is not absurdist. This is much less exciting. Not just Rayleigh, but that's less measurable. I also have this like scrap of poinsettias. I think I want to use this on a card to send to my aunt. She loves poinsettias. She has a poinsettia she's very proud of that she's kept alive for 3 years. And it's one of the ones you get at the grocery store. So she's very proud of it. So anyway, that's what I did yesterday. Also, I don't know if you guys remember me showing you that tub of chocolate that I got for Bree's stocking, but you should know that I made the mistake on my period of putting it within view of the toilet, and so I may have stolen a couple, and then it got uncontrollable, and I started eating more and more, and then I couldn't stop craving chocolate. And so finally, Brie and I agreed that I could just buy more. And so we pulled out and we've been eating all the chocolate. I told her, I was like, I've been eating your stocking and I feel really bad. And she was like, well, you should just get it out. I mean, we could just buy more. I mean, who's gonna know? And I was like, well, it is meant for your stocking. And she was like, so I'm just getting it early and then you can buy more. I'm so glad I don't get a period. It's not great, Zero. Literally for a week and a half out of the year, a week and a half out of the year. Nope, I keep saying it wrong. A week and a half out of every month, I am not myself. I'm a person I do not recognize, even though she comes out every month. I don't know her. I don't trust her choices. You know, anytime they're like, a woman can't be in a high position of power because what if she's on her period and she just decides to drop nukes on people? One, that's bullshit. Also, two, what if she does? Not to sound anti-feminist, but like, what if she does? Because I don't believe in bombs. I mean, I know they're real. That's not what I mean. I don't think we should have them, and I don't think we should use them. But also, sometimes people really be pissing me off. And if I had the kind of power to, like, send one directly to one particular person's house, I believe one person shouldn't have that power. Yeah, it should be shared. Which technically it's meant to be, but also it's not. And you know, we could say, oh, but they would like go to prison. Clearly the American people don't believe that presidents should go to prison for anything. So, I'm not sure they would get in trouble. I mean, it would be a woman, so maybe they would, but I hope you didn't look at my name after you said that. You're not orange. You just thought of a wish. What was it? Women would no longer get cramps? I don't remember that being a line, but I agree with it. Oh my god, okay, can we talk about Infinity Nikki, please? I thought that Genshin Impact was everything I wanted in a game. I thought it wouldn't get better than that yet. Zero, I'm at the point where story-wise, I need to make the fancy outfit and that's it. I have no self-control. I hit over 100 hours. I'm pretty sure. Now I don't remember. That was last week, Zero. I don't remember last week. I don't remember yesterday. Side note, I do need to look this up, but I don't want any spoilers. Oh, that checks. It also may have not been one of the choices I made, because there are different choices that leads to different dialogue. I don't want to explore the very bottom of the map if it has to do with the storyline. So someone who's finished the existing storyline, if you could tell me whether or not to save that area, that would be great. It's just unfortunate being president of Ireland gives you the same power as a peanut. You've had female presidents? That's cool. I didn't know that. Infinity Nikki, if you don't know, is a gacha game that came out this month. Very similar to Genshin Impact, which is what it's being compared to, despite the fact that it is like the 5th game in the franchise. It's just special because they ported it to computer and console. If I remember correctly, it was only a mobile game. Except very little combat. Mostly a fashion competition. But I'm obsessed with Nikki. The others were all menu based. The previous games? Good to know. This is an open world game. They're updating it so you can have your own house and decorate it, which when that happens, I will die. I tried to look up their, like, roadmap, and I can't find one. So that's why I was trying to prolong the storyline, but from 1990, for 20 years, you only had female presidents. That's really cool. This is the first one you can actually walk around and explore and stuff. I love it. I love this game so much. I've seen other people say that this is an alternate timeline. So lore-wise, we should be fine. But this is supposed to be the sequel to Love Nikki, which is the game right before this. The other ones were all... I keep exploring too much and I haven't finished the main story and too much pulling for pretty close. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to avoid certain places on the map, which is so unlike me in these video games because usually the first thing I do is open all the teleports. I do that for Genshin, I did it for Zelda. I tried to do it for Assassin's Creed. Like, that's usually the first thing I do, and I'm actually impressed with my self-restraint on this one. Also, yeah, hi Tutu. I was obsessed with the franchise, says this one is very different from the others. According to her, my Genshin Weathering Waves, insert other anime gacha games here, knowledge and assumptions have been closer to reality than her Nikki knowledge. My PC storage is just Nikki pictures. Zero, I don't understand the second half of that. Coppers, I don't understand that. I don't know what that means. You need to phrase that differently. I can't play it on my PC. I think part of the problem is my two monitors have very, very different settings. And so to play it on my game, the screen has to be super small. So I've been playing it on PlayStation and it's gorgeous. Oh, that's how different the games are. Okay, okay. Thank you, Choo Choo. I have spent money on it, officially. I bought the Battle Pass. The $10 one. But again, I have like about 100 hours, so I'm okay with it. I officially have the fairy outfit. I went for that one on the limited time ones. I went for that one since it changes your outfit for one of the skills. But I am curious about the other one on the butterfly panel. Because the like whimsicality power or whatever, I don't think we get that in the game. I think that's one of the only ways you get it. Graffiti, it's fun. I think that's the only way that you get that skill is from one of the outfits. I don't think you get it in the game because I haven't so far. And I just finished chapter 7 out of 8. But yeah, just based off the screenshot that Choo Choo had posted, the very first one, I didn't think I would like the game because I didn't understand what it was close to. But I wanted to try it. Sure enough. I'm addicted. And then because Bree is a spoiled brat, she got the thing for PlayStation so that you can play it basically like a Switch. So I've been playing it that way and also on the main screen. So I've watched a bunch of Christmas movies. We need to talk about all the Christmas presents. Because the fairy one had an extra piece, full pity was 200. The butterfly's the blue one. Fairy one was the pink one. Both limited time. And then on the permanent banner, I got the snowy one. And I actually just evolved that one. So I have 2 versions of the snowy one. Did you notice? I have so many stupid theories about this game. If you haven't played this game, this conversation might not be fun for you, but also you should play this game because it's very, very good. Have you seen the alternate colors for the fairy, the second form? All of the evolution, oh, no, I shouldn't say all of. A majority of the evolution alternates are stunning. How much is the game? Cass, it's free. It's a free game. It's like Genshin. Except free. Where do I get it? Just search Infinity Nikki and you can download it. Or you can get it through Epic. The website. Ew, Epic. If you get it through Epic, use Jess's code. So if you buy anything, she gets, I don't know, something for it. But you don't need to buy anything. I got the battle pass just because I had filled so much of the battle pass. I was like, well, I might as well. That's usually how I do battle passes for these games, is like when I hit a certain point, I'm like, okay. Oh, it just directed you to Epic. Mine didn't go through Epic. I wonder if that's a setting 0. It's technically a mobile game, so you could get it on your phone, your iPhone. Or you can download it for the computer. Mine didn't run great on the computer, so I got mine on PlayStation. Everyone I know got the battle pass for free from the Epic rewards. Anyway, Cass, I think you would really like it. I will say, if we want to talk, most have reward points from Fortnite. Well, I will say, if we want to talk about like the problematic elements of Genshin and whether or not applying them to, this form of gacha game, there are like no brown people, but you can be brown. But also the realm that, not that this makes it any better, the realm that you're in is very clearly based on Western Europe. Um, and they've shown previews for the other worlds, and they're pretty cool. There's one that's like space themed, which I thought was really neat. So instead of basing them on countries, yeah, Chewy space. Instead of basing them on like cultures, it looks like they're just based around like themes. And this just happens to be because they went for like castles and fairies and shit. It's nice to be starting a game that isn't already so deep. Yeah. Yeah, and it's not done yet either. Like I said, they're adding like houses so you can decorate. Here, I'll show you the trailer for the different realms. Got me really excited. But again, I can't find a roadmap. And like Becky was talking about how much she loves taking photos, and she wasn't really expecting that. I wasn't expecting to enjoy taking photos, but it has been fun. I think one thing that helps with this game and spending money is it's just clothes. Like Genshin, you get a new person, new personality, new gameplay. Here, it's helpful to get more tag matchups and get cool outfits, but there's less draw. Yeah, it downloads really fast too. Although you may get addicted. I'm just warning you. I'm warning you, Cass. Okay.
The Stylists Guild views the world as a collection of many scattered regions. These regions were once protected by different gods. Each had its own unique culture and landscape. The people, animals, and descendants all have their own customs and fashion styles.
Genuinely have their own customs and fashion styles.
As these regions united, especially after the War of Heavens shattered the old order. As the Eight brought back the sparks of the ability outfits, a new order began to emerge. Without the protection of the gods, regions with similar customs and fashion gradually merged together, forming 7 great nations and several smaller ones. The 7 great nations are the Heartcraft Kingdom, known for its fairy tales and treasures. The Linlong Empire, a realm where the mystical meets the heroic. The Empire of Light, a formidable nation founded by wizards and knights. The Starhail Federation, a hub of advanced commerce and trade. The Terra Alliance, a passionate land that embraces the wild. The Twin Moon Kingdom, a long-lived fairy realm devoted to knowledge and nature. And the Whaleport, a floating harbor built around the Whale Space Station. The Wishfield.
Whale Space Station!
Where we are now is just one of the many small regions. The Wishing One once protected this land. Now, it's part of the Heartcraft Kingdom.
I was muted. Just kidding. Let me start over. The map you start on is supposed to be one of the smallest ones. It's a big map, and it keeps expanding as you play through the plot. So it's bigger than it looks like when you first start. And it's just one of the smaller kingdoms you go to. I can't. Whale Space Station! You looked really excited, though. I'm really excited. Oh, I haven't explored their YouTube channel. Have you read Cassandra Speaks? I think you would like. It sounds familiar. When is this? When is this? When is this? Event duration. It starts today! Oh, is that the update they're doing? Because I know the website's going to be down for a minute. Oh my god. Ugh. Will you play this game on stream? I will. I will. I want to finish the plot because I don't want to spoil anything. So what I'm doing right now is really just running around as I try to like level up and gather materials. And I figured we'd want to just chat today. I'm gonna be honest, in the last 4 months, my views are higher during just chatting streams. When we've played games, they go down. And I find that funny and interesting. I never would have predicted that for myself.
What did I miss?
Hi, Ellie! Thank you for 33 months. Also, thank you for subscribing to the Patreon. I saw that notification. Also, I don't know if you guys noticed, the gay nutcracker in the background was my Christmas gift from Ellie, and it's gay. So, thank you. His name's Alfred. It was the thing that impressed me. I feel like the map is the same size that Genshin launched, but with story. It's probably got 3 times the launch story. Yeah, I feel like with Genshin, they really stretched out the story, if that makes sense. You know, you're right. He is lit. Oh my god, don't... I'm just grateful. Thank you, Ellie. I really appreciate it. Also, you guys are doing insane on my monthly goal for December. That's an average of a sub a day, and I've only streamed like 6 times. So thank you. That's absurd, and I really appreciate it. But yeah, that's my current obsession is Infinity Nikki. It's also really easy combat. Cass, I don't know if that matters to you or not, because I know you play a lot of cozy games. Yeah, Turkey, you've been incredibly generous. Inu, wait, hold on. That was not me. Thank you, Inu, for subscribing. That's really nice. Merry Christmas to you as well. Card should be there any day now, too. I think I just told the... I don't know, thank you. There's been a lot of mail this month. It makes me very grateful, and it justifies the P.O. box that I paid for. Combat feels very Mario Odyssey. I've never played Mario Odyssey. All I know is that the bosses have been very easy to beat. You usually only have to do a certain number of hits, assuming you aim. That's the only complaint I have about Infinity Nikki is the aiming. I'm used to auto aim. Yeah, the hype train is very close and you're being very nice. So say word. The more friends, the better. Turkey, stop. That's very nice of you. And ridiculous. Also, again, I don't want to jinx anything, but stream has not crashed yet. No, you do not need to gift a sub. You do not need to. Thank you for the gifted sub. Thank you. Oh my god. Thank you, Turkey and Cass, for the biddies. Thank you for starting a hype train. That's very nice of you. We don't have to. I didn't mean to. Thank you. Also, I just realized my alerts are not on. Or they are and it's just not showing up. Oh my god, you did things. Why is this not? Why can I not move the alert and why is the alert not working? I don't understand. What? Oh. 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 Oh dear. Oh. Oh no. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes, that's it. You really love it. Yes. Thank you. I'm just trying to fix my alerts. Okay. I don't. Where's the button I want for the. What better way to test it? But it's not set up. Thank you. Thank you, Ellie, Uno, and Cass in Turkey. That is very nice of you. I feel like it's annoying too because aiming feels Nikki based and not camera based. So if you turn quickly to shoot, it just shoots the direction you were running. Yes, Zero. Yes. Aiming is too difficult. Aiming is too difficult. It's only easy on the boss ones. If you're surrounded by multiple people, it's not. I like 3 more than 2 because 13. Okay. Where's the how to event list? Oh, okay. How do I where's copy? Copy. No, they can't see it. I promise. Wait, that's not the one I want. I want the where's the alert box. That's the button I want. Widget. Copy. Maybe because I had to change so much, it stopped working. Maybe I should. It's like not on the screen. I don't know how to explain it. Add elements. I want browser source. Ah! Almost knocked over my coffee. Alerts. Okay. There we go. I think I fixed it. Is it behind the overlay? No. There it go. It may have been. It. I don't know. I wish I could show you how weird it's being. It was something. It was something. It's when it's in the folder that it gets weird. So I'll just delete the folder, I guess. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You didn't have to do that, but I am grateful. Thank you. Thank you, Cass, for a gifted sub. Inu for another gifted sub. Ellie for gifted subs. There were some biddies. Lisana gave out a gifted sub. What's after 55? I don't understand. Do you mean the... Do you mean the... Because that's almost a moose. Oh, are you talking about level 3? I don't think that's meant to be a moose. I think that's a reindeer. You're talking about the holiday emotes. I see. Okay, you guys are very nice. Thank you. 56? I think they were talking about... I think they were talking about... talking about... That make me anxious. 13 gifted subs! 200 bits! Alright, let's see what emote I got. I got the snowman! That's why it's almost a moose. I see. 5 is such better value. Oh my god. Thank you. You guys are very generous, and I appreciate. And if you want to know what the current thing that money will be going towards is a potentially camera or lighting. Haven't decided. Or honestly, grad school. You didn't have to do that. Thank you. This particular month, Christmas presents. Grad school, which won't be happening until... I won't be applying until next year, but grad school in Europe. Should we talk about grad school? Should we talk about Ireland? Oh my god, there are a lot of moving pieces happening in my life this year. Okay, so me and my drug dealer, aka my psychiatric nurse practitioner, Jean. It's just funny to call her my drug dealer because she is the one who gives me antidepressants. She and I both agree. Oh, I got to meet her in person. I think that was last week. She had to do it. No, that was like 2 weeks ago. She had to do it for some legal reason. So after 4 years, I met her in person for the first time. She's very cute. She's shorter than I thought she was. She's also very Southern, but not in like a Republican way. She's very cute. I liked her a lot. But she and I both agree, because of some of the moving pieces that are happening that I can't tell you about yet, there's just too much going on for me to also worry about grad school. So I'm going to try to apply next year. And then the program I think I want to apply for, the primary program, I do need to pick a backup. The program I want to apply for requires a 10 to 15 page research paper as your submission. I'm so sorry. Instead of, I don't know if Europeans have to do this, but the GRE is like this test thingy that you usually have to do when you apply to grad school. So instead of that, it's a 10 to 15 page research paper. If it was an anthropology program or an archaeology program, the paper could probably be on anything. But I'm applying to an architecture program. So I feel like it needs to be representative of what I think I want my thesis to be on. And I think, and the reason I'm going the architecture route, I think I want to look at, okay, Inu, now you guys are just getting ridiculous. Also, I don't know why my alerts are wrong. That's not how they're meant to be set up. Thank you for 2 more gifted subs. You guys are ridiculous, and I'm very grateful. Now stop interrupting me. My activity feed is ridiculous right now. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, Sandora. I call you Sandy. Also thank you. I think it was Inu who complimented my earrings. They're little disco balls, but they're green. Yay, Christmas. Grad school. I think what I want to focus my research on is something to do with medieval architecture. What would you get with that program? Well, it depends. Because the school is the same one I graduated from, UW. They have some programs that are a PhD master's hybrid. If I did that, I would be doctored. I'd get a doctorate. If it's just a master's, you don't get a title. I would just be a graduate. You just get a graduate degree. I did my undergraduate, graduate, PhD. It's the 3. Architecture is lit. I think I would want to somehow combine my interest in the adaptation of medieval architecture and how we've adapted to it or used it or restored it or preserved it in the modern. I'd want to somehow bring that together. And that's inspired by my time in Galway in Ireland because of how the city of Galway has integrated its medieval architecture into their modern architecture and like kept it. I would be getting a master's. I'd have a master of architecture. But you wouldn't like call it that. To watch Dr. Esberry. Whose house was it again? You said they repurposed? So it's not... The one in Galway specifically that really stood out to me is the, like, it was called a shopping center, but it's a mall. America would call it a mall. And it had part of the Spanish city wall inside of it. And they turned one of the turrets into just like a store that has nothing to do with the wall. It's literally just a space they rented out for their store. I think they like develop film. And then around the city, you see all these different elements from whatever it was in the medieval to 1800s. You can see like elements of what it was, and they've just sort of refurbished and remodeled around it. Oh, the one in the Middle East. Saddam Hussein. His palace. Inu, what exactly? Thank you for 2 more gifted subs. We don't need to hit this today. I'm gonna stream some more. It's okay. it's this. You guys are making me anxious. My palms are sweaty, knees spaghetti. So Saddam's palace, how this connects is the idea of looting and graffiti on like the sort of the connection of like when is preservation overriding modern. Does that make sense? So, okay, there was the library, was it on the Columbia campus in New York? We're just catching up. Oh my god. I have all these different like pieces in my head and I don't know how to properly connect them all. And it was like, maybe let me just move Turkey. We missed your half birthday. Okay, so let's start with the, before we get to Saddam Hussein, let's start with the library on the Columbia campus in New York City. They were holding a Israeli protest and the treatment of Palestine and the Palestinians. And during that protest, a lot of vandalism happened. There was a broken window, there was graffiti, and there was a lot of uproar about the damage done to a historical building. From my point of view, and this is how it sort of connects to the palace, what is the point of preserving buildings if we're not also going to record historical moments that continue to happen in that space? What's the point? So to me, yes, they technically vandalized it, but I don't think vandalism is always bad. Not if there's a point. Not if there's a significant moment in connection to it. If it's just people like doing the art form of graffiti, which is an art form, if it's just for the sake of doing art and tagging, I don't love that. If it's destroying, if it's tearing down a building to build condos on top, I don't like that. If it's a protest happening for a significant world catastrophe performed by the students of that campus, that should be preserved. That is a significant historical moment, cultural moment that should be remembered. And it happened in a space that's in use, right? It's not like this happened to a museum. It's not like they kept the building for some historical reason. They've kept the building because they're using it as a library. And because they want to have fancy architecture. That's the reason they've kept it. There's no special connection to the, oh my god. Inu, thank you for gifting 2 more subs to the community. Of course the book terror would say that. Yeah, honestly. Keep going. So, my ideal reaction to the vandalism and the graffiti that was done to the library would be, sure, clean it up, replace the window, but I think some of the graffiti should be kept. especially the ones that specifically mention Gaza, I think it should be kept and there should be a plaque and it should be sealed and preserved to represent this moment in time. It should be recognized as a historical moment. You want to clean the rest of the building? Go for it. It's a lot of money, it's a lot of paint. It honestly, if they're doing the the sprayer, like a sandblaster, that's going to do more damage to the building than the graffiti is, but sure, go for it. In the sake of preservation, go for it. But some of the graffiti should be kept because this is a historical moment, a reaction to a huge historical world event. Like this isn't two countries fighting. This is genocide. They're trying to alter country lines. Like this is not, you know? I don't want to get too into the specifics of, oh my God. Thank you, Inu, for 2 more gifted subs. 13's a beautiful number. I see why you went there. 3 was close to 13, but now you've... including your resub is 14, so... Anyway. So, okay, we have this puzzle piece, right? I'm an archaeologist. The point is to recognize history through material remains. That's why archaeology is different. We're hands-on. Historians take our research and do with it what they will. We're the ones in the field. Yes, Cass! Yes! They have the powers! Yes! I knew you would like it. I knew you would like it. And you do style battles. I got so excited my earphones fell out. Okay, so if we're gonna connect this to Saddam Hussein, Saddam Hussein's palace is significant for multiple reasons. For one thing, he built it on the site of Persepolis, if I remember correctly. It's either Babylonia or Persepolis, and I only got to study this in a class for like a day or two, so I don't have all the details. If you want to see the photos of his palace, there's a website that goes through the gallery of how ornate this was. Okay, so it's built in Baghdad. It was on the site of... I don't want to be saying like lies. You might be on the... Babylon. It was on the side of Babylon. Now, I don't know if this website is reliable, but it's called thearchaeologist.org, so one hopes. Okay, so when we think of Babylon, you think of the giant water pyramid. What's it called? The hanging gardens. So what he was trying to do when he built and tried to reconstruct the existing Babylonian ruins, but then also building his palace in Babylon, he is trying to establish, or he was trying to establish his rule, his dictatorship, with the historical grandeur and power of the city of Babylon, the ancient city of Babylon. We do a similar thing with American governmental buildings. They're often done in what is called a neoclassical style, so they're made to look like Roman and Greek-esque style buildings. We've got the columns, whatever, the ornateness. That is to draw, whether it's conscious or not, it is to draw a connection to the great civilization of ancient Athens. It is done because as a society, we've established power, significance. I left chat for a second. Yeah, I can put those. Yes, I can put those in the Discord. Copying from Rome, not Athens. Okay, but sweetie, who was Rome copying? Because Rome did the same thing. It's the same reason that Rome looked like that, is because they were also copying Athens. It all goes back to Athens. I mean, I'm sure Athens was copying at some point too, but... Oh, I'll look at that later, Zero. Mixed feelings just based off that photo. It all goes back to trying to copy Athens. The ancient Greeks were pulling off of Athens. Everything goes back to Athens. Even if we look at Alexander the Great, he was considered, his coinage, the like side profile, that he is given credit to that being like the first. And you'll notice that even today, our coinage is the side profile of whoever we're trying to be impressed by. It all goes back to the ancient Greeks, and I'm sure they stole it from someone else, but they're the ones giving credit for it. That was not the typical art style in coinage before him. And even he and other rulers just of the world, they will integrate elements of the gods into their iconography. So if I remember correctly, Alexander the Great is, I think it's Apollo? It's someone. He uses elements of one of the ancient gods on his. So like some of his, he literally has horns. And it's to establish and imply power associated to him. This all comes together eventually, I promise. And these are the different things that over legitimacy. Yeah, it establishes a legitimacy. It's like, look, I'm like the gods, or the gods have given whatever. Whether or not they believed it doesn't matter. Like the people publishing this, it doesn't matter whether he was like, whether he believed it. They did it for the people to believe it. Does that make sense? And again, whether they're doing this consciously, like today when we build government buildings to look neoclassical, whether that's a conscious choice by the architect or the client doesn't matter. We've already established it in the consciousness of society. We've already been like, oh, something powerful and governmental looks like this. The aesthetic of this is associated with this. Okay, so going back to Saddam Hussein's palace, he's doing the same thing. He was drawing off the power, the mystique, the legitimacy of ancient Babylon. But then he's not in power anymore. And so what has happened to the palace? Well, immediately it was looted and vandalized. That was the immediate response. And the museum catalog or whatever, a ton was looted, and they've been begging people to return things. And they didn't have photos of everything, but they have photos of some things. And so over time, a lot's been returned to them. But there's this debate over whether or not it's okay, ethically, morally, that it was looted by the people, whether or not they had a right to it, whether or not it's a crime. I am on the side that argues they had a right to that. They were the people impacted by this trauma. They were reacting. They were, if anything, taking back something that was taken. And so that's another example where, to me, that vandalism is justified. That vandalism is okay. Which doesn't necessarily make sense to some people if I'm also like, I think we should preserve and restore old buildings. It seems counterintuitive, but there's no point in preserving history if we're not learning from it and trying to help future generations understand what we were doing. So there's no point in preserving this Columbian library if we're not also going to represent how we used that location. Exactly, it becomes a part of the history. Otherwise, you're erasing. You're erasing what happened. And so, you know, as they clean up the result of this vandalism or, you know, the looting that happens, I think that we are obligated to keep some of it in order to preserve the contemporary history. We shouldn't just be preserving what happened without us. We should be preserving ourselves as well. So then we come back to Galway. Galway is a good example. They've preserved some of the original architecture of this Spanish wall, of this history of what established the city to what it is today, but they've also used it for contemporary needs. They have some of it set aside and preserved for, you know, tourism to come see it, to learn the history. But then they're also using one of the turrets in the mall. Cass, yes! That was what I was trying to tell you. It's an open world fashion game. That's how they fight each other, is with fashion. And there's puzzles. I know, I told you you would love it. I told you you would love it. I do, just setting aside archaeology for a second, I do have questions for who tagged some of the things. Some of the things that are tagged as cool, I have questions. Is the game that I'm currently addicted to, Seneca. Also, hi, Seneca. Anyway, so the reason I'm going the architecture route, despite being archaeology, is because since you spent money, you claimed your sexy raccoon outfit. That's exactly what I'm talking about, Zero. In what world is that outfit sexy? Maybe the socks and the shoes. If I lose the fighting with my 2 fashion degrees, I'm gonna throw my laptop. It's a short skirt. That's it. That's the only thing we got going. I noticed all the sports I did were compact. Can you be gay in this game? There's no romance, and you can't swim. If you go in the water, you die. I know, I'm sorry. Seneca, I kind of love that. Can you jump though? Yes. And you can fly. Glide. You can glide. Oh my god, I can't wait for you to get to the cutscene that's in the Wish Factory or whatever. You're gonna love that. Except the times you have to go in the water. Yeah, you're gonna love this game. You're gonna love this game. And we've been talking about it in the Discord, so if you want to share photos or whatever, because a lot of people spend time just doing photo shoots. And you can share your photo shoot, you can share your photos, and there's a chance that other players will come along and see it. Which I have mixed feelings about, but I just want them to change the color of the icon. Because it's the same color as stuff you need to collect, and I just wish it was a different color, because sometimes I see purple in the distance and I'm like, head straight to it, and then it's just like a photo. I've even shared a couple. People are usually chill because when someone's bothering you, you just get to spar with them. Yeah, in this game, when you spar, it's a fashion competition. Anyway, so I want to find a way to connect all of these different elements, right? The idea of when is looting ethical, when is vandalism okay, when is it a part of history? How do we use buildings and adapt around them instead of destroying them? But then also somehow looking at the history of our ancestors and how they adapted their buildings or reused their buildings to fit their new needs and like their idea of preservation. For example, in ancient Egypt, which is such a long span, I don't think there's some like great details or like comparisons people make to explain how long of a time span ancient Egypt covers. But for the most part, they left the big pyramids as they were, but they did sometimes steal materials. So like they took the limestone off of the Giza pyramids and the gold that was at the top, they took that to use it. But for the most part, they just kind of left the rest of it. And so like that decision of when to reuse elements, when to not reuse elements. In Galway, you can see bricks that were taken from other buildings to be used in a new building. And then in the last, 150 years, you can see elements of where they were trying to upgrade and remodel a building, but they still left elements of the history behind. So like all those different elements, I want to find a way to bring together and sort of justify archaeology being important to modern peoples. Yeah, and historical archaeologists like Thomas Jefferson is credited with doing archaeology in you know, colonial America. He did it horrible. But, and once you bring it all together, you're stuck with me on an island. So, okay, that's like the Ireland update and like figuring out grad school and stuff. There's too many moving pieces in the next year for me to also try to give energy to applying for grad school. Even thinking about it makes me want to cry. Like, my priority in the next year is my family and driving. And, like, the aftermath of Dolores. And, you know, figuring out how to deal with Ziggy. I can't also do grad school on top of that. But I also don't want to waste the upcoming archaeological seasons in summer. So, yeah, Lasana, and there's a lot with family. There's a lot going on there. Oh, okay. So in the summer, what I wanted to do was go back and do the same program. Or at least try to work or, you know, just sort of like mooch off or leech on to the program I did last summer to work on the same site and sort of use that site as an example of medieval reuse because it's so obvious and blatant where they remodeled and changed and adapted things. Which also, side note, is one of the, well, no, okay, we'll get into why architecture is important in a second. It's more than just building things, like it means stuff. And I just think that's really cool. Anyway. Same program, different people. I mean, it would still be led by the same supervisors. And I would, in an ideal world, I would not want to be considered one of the students. Does that make sense? I don't want them to be considered my peers. I think that was the primary issue I had socially, is I felt separate, but I was lumped together. Which makes me sound really egotistical, and I am. But in this circumstance, it just, because of the age and the maturity, was hard to connect with them. And if there's some sort of established distinction, it would be a lot easier to adapt and interact with them. Does that make any sense? It makes sense to me. Sometimes I have a hard time explaining the connections happening in my brain. Anyway, I just think socially it would be a lot easier. The problem is they're not doing that program. As of right now, that program is not happening next summer because the Irish government's like, you've been here for a decade, it's time to wrap things up. I think it makes sense. Yeah, like even if I'm not considered a supervisor, being like, hey, this is one of my mentees and she'll be helping us with the site. That sort of distinction. Be like, hey, I'm also here learning, but I'm not one of you. I'm gonna do probably everything you're doing, but I'm not one of you. I'm one of them. I'm with the Irish. I'm not one of you. They're not doing the program is the problem. As of right now, he's not holding the program. He said something about potentially doing 2 of the architecture courses that I did, but he did not seem has he responded to my last email? No, he's not. He did not seem hopeful that it would be that they would not fill up enough to justify the, like, you know, time and expenses. So theoretically, I could go to Ireland anyway, and, you know, I'm sure he would be more than happy to take some time aside and, like, take me back to the site and sort of, like, walk me through. I asked if I would be able to look at any of his research in my last email, and that's what he's not responded to. And I sent that on the 3rd. So I might do a follow-up email. Or just, like, stalk him and see what he's published. Because maybe I could take what he's already published and use that. The idea of going to Ireland and just being on my own is terrifying. Means I would have no friends except for, like, the people I worked with, and they're gonna be busy. And they're also, I mean, 2 of them are old men. One of them, Jay, is my age. Ish. He's like a couple years older. But, like, he has his own life. He has he has a fiance. He's got his own research. Like, that's just a lot to ask of other people, and it's a lot of lonely research. That'd be scary. So what Bree suggested, and what I hadn't thought of in the moment when I was panicking, is doing a different field school. The question is, do I try to find one also in Ireland? Do I try to find something somewhere else? And now I'm starting to have anxiety and doubts of, like, did I fall in love with Ireland, or did I fall in love with the fact that I was surrounded by like-minded people who were studying what I was studying, and the structured routine of my life there? Like, was that rightness because of circumstance or location? I don't know. Probably a bit of both. So if I'm gonna go to field school again, do I pick one still in Ireland? Do I make Ireland my primary medieval focus? Or do I go to a different country? Theoretically, I could just go to a different country and then that would tell me, like, whether or not I liked it as much as Ireland. It would give me a chance to do sort of a compare and contrast. You could sample a day at these places, honestly. But then also, because we have a bigger budget than we thought we would have, thanks to my very generous grandparents, I do feel a bit more freedom picking a program that's not, like, a better deal. So, like, the 6-week trip I did in Ireland was the same price as a 2-week intensive workshop about restoring Roman frescoes. It was the same price for 2 weeks versus 6 weeks with my own bedroom, as opposed to having to, like, share a dorm. So now that we have a bigger budget, I would feel more comfortable picking a program that's like that, if it's directly related to, like, the studying I want to do. But if I am gonna go internationally, I'd want to be there longer. Like, the idea of just being in Italy for 2 weeks versus somewhere for 4 to 6 weeks, I don't know, it just feels like that doesn't really give me a chance to really sink my teeth into it. But I wouldn't want to spend that much money. Wonder if any of the students who've done these programs have done a vlog and a day of the life that would show you what things might look like elsewhere. There are a lot, like, when you look at the websites, they have, like, reviews or, like, links to or, like, preview videos. And archaeology Tumblr guess if you were offered a spot doing similar things locally, you'd probably get at least a familiar feeling. Yeah, like it. Like I think one of the reasons I miss school so much is because I was surrounded by people who were in a closer headspace. Like there's these two facets of me that are somewhat compatible, but also not. And it's like what we were talking about, like my pink sparkly versus my dark academia. Like it's hard to bridge those sometimes. And that's why when I was in the program, at least in the beginning, people kind of treated me like I was stupid because of like my refusal to change like how I talk and how I dress. Legally Blonde, my Elle Woodsness. I thought about that, but we don't have any castles around here. So the reason I'm not studying American archaeology is for a bunch of reasons, but part of it goes back to my moral obsessive compulsive disorder, which is such a... To people who don't have it, it sounds so stupid and pretentious, but it's the anxiety of being immoral, basically. So I had this phase where I was like hyper focused and hyper aware of trying to compost, recycle, limit my, single-use plastic, which are all things that we should have as goals. But it got to a point where I wasn't eating because I would buy food in bulk, expecting myself to cook it myself and limit the single-use plastic. But then I also have, at the time I wasn't medicated, so I was also dealing with like severe anxiety and depression. And so the food would just go bad, which just led to like the guilt that I had. So it's not like, ugh, I really need to be better at this. It was literally, I was starving myself. So when picking locations where I want to study, on one hand, like, yeah, I really like castles. But also, I don't feel like I have a right to study American archaeology because I think a majority of it belongs to indigenous peoples. And I know I would be successful in those. It's paralyzing. That's a great way to phrase it. Like the anxiety is paralyzing. And I still try to integrate those things into my life, but I also try to be more realistic. And I've also done more research on like how impactful recycling actually is, whether or not it's actually happening or we're just doing it on a superficial level, which is the truth for a lot of it, unfortunately. Like even my apartment complex, they're the ones who collect our trash. I'm pretty sure they don't separate recycling from trash because they don't require us to use different bags. We do, so it's obvious, but they don't require it as a complex. So we're pretty sure they just put everything in the dumpster. So it's kind of like, okay, what's the point of me washing out everything, letting it dry, and then trying to recycle it if it's not going to get recycled anyway? That kind of thing. Justice insensitivity. Because that's how I refer to my own compulsions. I don't know. I just call it moral anxiety. Wow, we're really chatting a lot today. Yap. Anyway, so I don't feel like I have a right to be in programs that study indigenous people. When I was working at the museum, we were working with indigenous artifacts. Oh, then yeah. Definitely. Definitely, yeah. I relate to that a lot. I also just realized that the border of the chat is not the same. I'm gonna choose to not do anything about it. It's really hard. I'm like flushed. Could you maybe check for the package? Oh, yeah. No, it's been 2 hours. It's a good idea. So anyway, I don't feel like I have a right to study American archaeology. That's the core of it. However, Europe, I do feel an entitlement to study it because even though I am an American, my ancestors were not. And archaeology is about, I mean, there's modern archaeology, but I'm studying not modern archaeology. So I do feel entitled to that history. Not modern history. I don't feel entitled to that. But what led to that, I do. Indigenous people aren't currently doing it in that spot. It'll likely be studied by someone else because that stuff is important to you. You would be more likely to elevate and spotlight them. But that's the thing, Zero, is more and more Indigenous peoples are getting involved in either connecting with the archaeologists working on it or becoming archaeologists themselves. And so competing for those spots and knowing I would be successful because I'm not. I know myself. I interview very well. Hey, Josh! Gigantify an emote. Josh used 30 bits? Thank you for your 30 bits! I'm sorry it didn't gigantify here, but it is massive there. Could be a bridge in making opportunities more available and connect. Locally, there are already Indigenous people doing that. Like the museum I worked at, that bridge, the woman that like basically started that position, she is Indigenous and she is already establishing that, and part of her thing is setting up that position for Indigenous people everywhere in the US. Like she's already, does that make sense? I also, if we're being honest, don't think I am equipped to do that. As you should, Seneca. You're German. You've grown up in Germany. You're on the soil. Like, they don't want your help. They are that well established. They definitely would want help. There are definitely positions that open up. But I do, especially the museum I worked at, there is a priority for people of color, which I support and I am in agreement with. And I don't want to add to that competition. And I'm also unable to move. So it would be the local positions that I'd be competing for. There are no jobs in archaeology. There are none here. And when they are, they do tend to be for Indigenous history because there's such rich and like government funded research in the Seattle area. You don't have to apologize. I know it, like, to a degree feels like I'm making excuses, but it's also because I'm uncomfortable even involving myself. And that's my, like, guilt. My white guilt. But again, I do think, like, I'm not equipped to lead a protest, for example. I am not equipped just like skill-wise, mentality-wise. I would not be confident in those positions, and I think the people that are should be there. So because I'm hesitant at all, I want to leave those spots open to people who are more confident in those roles. But I am confident that I could get those roles. Does that make sense? Just like resume, interview skills, socially. Does that make sense? Despite how I look and genetically identify, I'm 1/4 Cherokee, and in no way would I be interested in working in their archaeology. I feel so out of place. Yeah, like I think it's really important to recognize what skills and what weaknesses you have and where you would actually be helpful in social movements. For example, the like phone chains that people do, I would not be good at that. I have way too much phone anxiety. I would not be helpful in those positions. Handwriting letters that are already a script, I would be good at that. I'm not good at taking initiative to do that. Sometimes I picture things through a disability lens, but that doesn't always match up. This seems a lot smaller of opportunities than things I'm more familiar of. Yeah, it's very, very few opportunities. It's one of the reasons my first, there are, Lisana, there are, and they are geared towards Americans coming in as well. Phone banks are tough. Our union wanted to do those. It's definitely a challenge. You know, there's those like scenes in like TV and shows where they're like campaigning for a government official and you see the like line of people folding up letters. That's what I'd be good at. I'd be good at that. But I would not be good at seeking out those opportunities. I'm barely good at seeking out opportunities for myself, let alone to support someone else. And I'm aware of that weakness. It is on the list of things I want to work on. It's not a priority. I love scripted mail. I also would have a lot of anxiety about how much paper waste that is. With why archaeology in your area, what would you excavate? Cellular hut, hashtag 4224, whose grandson is still alive. Yeah. There isn't many, if any. Because Seattle was settled in like the 1800s. So there's nothing to excavate for white people unless you're helping development. Oh, but in terms of like smaller opportunities and there not being any positions available, one of the reasons my very first mentor, Dr. Gonlin, one of the reasons she was like, you need to know this is not a field that will be financially stable. My husband is quite literally a rocket scientist. And then she listed all the different jobs she does to try to support her archaeology. Like, it is not... Thank you for your lurk. I appreciate it. Thank you again for the biddies. You come up on my Instagram all the time. It's great to see what you're up to. Guys, if you like watching art streams, Josh, you still stream, right? Check out his content. Stuff from the 1800s is still considered new built here. It is called and cataloged as historical archaeology, is what it's referred to. Of course. I feel like you could make videos and I would sit and watch for hours. You know, you would have like 50K links for everything you say. So that's what I was trying to do on TikTok, and then I kept getting called racist, and I learned that I have very thin skin when it comes to trying to educate on the internet. The problem with doing video content, even long form like YouTube videos, is there's so many details of nuance, and there are so many links, and there's so much that I have learned in the past that I don't have links for. It's really hard to be motivated to put that much work into something that's not going to be seen as much. Doing this, where you guys can like ask questions and I can like think of things and look stuff up on the spot, is a lot easier for me. Who was calling you racist and why? I was talking about, I haven't posted a video on TikTok in like 2 or 3 years. No, I'll do it in a second because I'm hungry. I'll answer Seneca's question and then we'll take a quick break because I also need to pee. One of the other interests that I have in archaeology in terms of a modern connection, but I don't think it's something I would necessarily want to study more. I like architecture much more. And like the ethics of preservation more, is environmental trauma. We've talked about it a couple times, but I was talking about how genetically we can see the impact of our ancestors' trauma and how there are studies coming out connecting modern health issues and allergies to their ancestors immigrating, but also the fact that we don't eat locally. So we've talked about this before about like how, you know, my ancestors were from Ireland and Scotland. They lived in those places for a long time. They lived off food grown in that soil, meat from the animal products from animals that were there in that soil. But then they immigrated, and some of my more recent ancestors, they were in Iowa, Arizona, California, now Washington. None of them lived there long enough. The ancestors, none of them lived there long enough to properly evolve and adapt their bodies to the environment. And now, hardly any of the food that I eat is local. Most of the animal products, the animals were fed corn, and it's modified corn that has very little nutritional value. And so all of those little things build up to health issues now, allergies, skin problems, asthma, issues with pollen, all of it. And it all sort of goes back to the immigration. And we can see this trauma specifically, it's mostly talked about in reference to slavery and human trafficking. Totally valid. It's a much more prevalent issue. Rarely do we talk about the impacts on white people whose ancestors immigrated or were sent here, but most of them choose to immigrate. I'm saying choose because they usually left for more opportunities due to the issues within their own homeland. It's a much different type of immigration, but it still resulted in epigenetics, which is what we call it, epigenetics, when you can see how the DNA changed based on trauma they had in their life, and then it gets passed down. So, for example, we have seen, I guess we'll call it damage. I'm not very educated on this. We can see damage in Black people today from their ancestors being slaves. And emotionally and mentally, they are still recovering from that trauma. It's not them refusing to let things go. It's not them needing to move on. Like, it's a literal genetic, biological impact to them because of ancestral trauma. So anyway, when I was talking about this on TikTok, I was trying to be very specific and very clear that I'm talking about white people because I'm not entitled to talk about anyone else's trauma, but it is trauma nonetheless. I got a lot of comments about how, don't you think we have enough archaeology on white people? Like, you shouldn't call it trauma. White people chose to come here. When they did come here, they did damage. All of those things are true, except them choosing to come here. I don't consider some of that choice. It's a very different type of force. It's a very different type of being forced to leave their home countries. But it's not necessarily a choice if you have no opportunities where you live and you're leaving everything behind to live somewhere else. That doesn't mean choice. You're not being kidnapped. But it still has a biological impact that we can see today. So anyway, that is what made people upset. And I tried to clarify things, and I tried to make videos about it. But even right now, like, my heart is palpitating because I have so much anxiety about being perceived as a horrible person. And on TikTok, the videos are so short and people only, dive so much further, and they're so comfortable putting things in comments. And I do not have thick enough skin to handle it. I watched a video on slavery in the Caribbean. Community gift on your PO box on Monday. Okay. Soil, yeah. And like the I just find the impact of our environment on our biological history, not just like today, but the impact on our ancestors that has then trickled down to us. I find that very interesting. Your YouTube material, not TikTok. I agree. I would need to do longer form content. But also, there are a lot of people already talking about what I want to talk about. I have anxiety about taking up space when there's already a bunch of people there. Like, what could I bring that's different other than my personality? Can you tell I have obsessive compulsive disorder? Can you tell that I obsess? Can you see? Can you see how how anxious I get about it? I don't think I have any unique takes. There are so many people on the internet. There are so many people on the internet. And so many of them have the same things to say. I do want to get back into Sims YouTube. I will say that. I was trying to work on... Hi, Buddy Bear. You're different. You're strong. Thank you. Oh my god. I do feel like I have something unique to bring to Twitch. I do think our community is unique. Oh my god. But it's different. Long form essays are different. Whereas we get to have a conversation about it. Honestly, Cass, yes. I think being conscious and recognizing whether or not you deserve to take up a certain space, whether or not you could bring something different to the table, or instead you should promote other people taking up that space. I think that's important. Sims, I have something unique to bring. Because it's all the same. But Cass, your tag undies are not the same. Also, are you still... You need to tell me when you're not working on that, because I'm still collecting tags for you. Reaper me, Berry of Earth. waltz right in and take that space like a mediocre white guy. But there are women taking up that space. Do you know what I mean? Like, if anything, I should be searching out other creators and promoting them when we have these conversations. But that would take time and it's all streamers wanting to grow and be the best. Like this girl's so cozy. Yeah. You have your space, just take it. You guys are so nice to me, so supportive. We need to talk about my haircut. No, Jenna, I completely know what you're saying. There's a reason I've been having a hard time getting back invested with other creators. And part of it's because of how people choose to grow and promote their content and whether or not they actually bring something unique to the table. Or they're just copying popular creators. It's not fixed yet. It's not fixed yet. And that's another thing too, right? I think people come here we have such a diverse community. We have such a diverse community compared to some of the ones I go to. And part of it's because we have these vulnerable conversations. But then I'm in the cozy corner of Twitch. And that in itself, I feel like is unique. And I've seen people start projects that would encourage these kinds of conversations within this slice of Twitch. But then if it's not popular enough to them, they quit. They stop doing it. And it's kind of like, okay, well, at least then you could promote other creators doing something similar. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to, like, if you're going to start it, I don't know. I put a lot of pressure on myself to try to be a good content creator who sets a good example, or at least limits their hypocritical take. I feel like I'm being... You have a nice nose! Okay, we have to take a break. We have to take a break. I need to pee, and we can talk about this still. Cass, I like your idea of posting questions, and then we can bring them into stream. Oh, great nose. Thank you. I have a button nose. Yeah, Lordy's here, so we need to take a break. I need to leave. I think you could just put that in backup chat, to be honest. And then when we're in stream, you can remind me that it's there. Sometimes I'm equipped to have these intense conversations. Sometimes I'm not, but I can just say so on the day. But I really need to pee and I need to go check my mail. So enjoy the Christmas music. I'll be right back. hype train and you missed it. No package. Give it a couple more days, Lasana, before we worry about it. Because I think I told them on Friday to consolidate and ship it. So they might have been waiting until Monday to ship it. And I usually do the 2 to 3. So they don't charge me extra. However, there is a card from Ellie and Ryan Reynolds. Happy holidays! Oh, it's so cute! Look at it! Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's gonna get hung up. I'll show you Ryan's address. Are you fucking kidding me, Ellie? Ellie did not just give me... You did not just give me... No. Ellie, you've been too generous this month and you need to stop. Lordy, you also missed Alfred. This... Very generous, thank you. I'll be drinking lots of mint mochas. We also have... He's gay. He has a gay flag. That's also from Ellie. This is an $8 bill for my sling. I'm doing really well right now, spreading joy. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Like, I don't know how to express to you guys how much I appreciate it. $8 for my sling. The medical system fucking sucks. Also, I'm pretty sure we already paid it online. Alright, let's see what Ryan Reynolds' Christmas card looks like this year. For those of you who don't know, I use Mint Mobile, which is owned by Ryan Reynolds. And so every year he sends you a Christmas card. 'Tis the season for joy, laughter, and unlimited holiday text. Thanks to Mint Mobile. May your holiday be refreshing as Merry Mint Mojito Cocktail by the Fire, a true Reynolds family tradition that I just made up. Happy holidays, Ryan Reynolds. And that includes the recipe for a Merry Mint Mojito mocktail. That's hysterical. He did not send me a cocktail recipe last year. Impress your in-laws with your refreshment skills. He's holding a phone that says Happy Holidays. I like Mint Mobile. They're cheap, and when there was like all the power outage, why did it take so long? Because it goes to my P.O. box, and then my P.O. box has to send it to me. I'm sorry. Yeah, but you would talk to your P.O. box. It's fair. Oh, and then we had the massive power outage that like lasted a week. And so they offered a deal where they would refund any additional data you bought. So even though I was not in the power outage, I got an extra 20 gigabytes when I was in California. It might have not been 20. It might have been like 10 for $20, but then they refund the $20. That's what I mean. Anyway, I thought that was neat of them. So, sorry. No package for surprise nor from Lasana. I'm sorry. Oh! While we were dealing with my computer update drama, I started the intro for My Sims Kingdom, and it actually looked a lot cuter than the My Sims did, so I immediately stopped playing, and I figured we would try to play it on stream again temporarily. Oh yeah, I got an invoice payment from Electronic Arts for $11.48. $11.48. And I don't know why. It doesn't say why, it just says invoice. It was me. I talked to them into a Christmas bonus for you. I just, like, it might be my code, but that just feels too high of a percentage. Yeah, Lasana, that's what I'm saying. Wow, this is cute. I'm having to do the authenticator app thing. I didn't think it was that much. I'm opening up the invoice to see if it specifies. Payment from. No, it doesn't say anything. I really should check that contract again, but I feel like it wasn't really a contract. Okay, well, I think I'm gonna transfer that money into the actual bank. Isn't it 5%? That feels way too high. What is 11.55% of? Sorry, it's 11.84. We really should do another, like, oh, we should really do another, like, email cleaning stream. Clean out my email. Okay, I got a email from Steam that one of the games I want is on sale. Let's see if I actually want it or not. Apparently it has to update. That's great. I love you, Lordy, but that is incredibly wrong. That would be 50%. 0.05. With love. I'm not either, and even I know. 5% of 40 is 2. So it would have to be 5 games purchased. I wish Steam wasn't updating right now. I'm pretty sure we might drop some frames, so apologies. Okay, I guess that isn't unreasonable. Can you tell I read the contract really close? I feel like it didn't specify. I don't want to review my year on Steam. I just want to see what of the games you think I want is on sale. Sort by price. Town frame. I don't remember what that is. So it's 50% off. The thing is I have so many games that I want us to play that I already own that I don't want to buy more. We already have so many to play. 5 expansion in 1 game pack. Well, okay, so that must be what it is. Thank you. Thank you very much for using my code. I really appreciate it. I wasn't expecting it to turn into anything, I'm gonna be honest. So thank you. Which, okay, let's just think about that. Think of how much money giant creators are making just off that. If I made $11, especially during the sale, insane amounts. Insane amounts. Exactly, Lasana. That's exactly what my mind went to. Thousands. Thousands of dollars. Just from a code being used. Does she? Okay, good. Well, I mean, I got my Australian wife to the States and I don't... Okay, Cass, that's good to know. It makes me feel better. Use the code of that creator. That's really cool. I was trying to mention the creator code's amount stays the same. EA during sales, but then EA gets less because it's on sale. Okay, so they get 4% of the full price. And they talked about how they probably only got paid a flat fee. Like, bigger creators only got a flat fee. I mean, I'm not upset. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of times when we think of content creators, you know, there is an assumption that they make a lot of money, but I don't think people actually, like, think about how much money. And they have so many different sources of income, right? They've got YouTube, TikToks, Twitch, referral codes, merch, sponsorships. They have so many different streams of income. I don't know what the fuck that sound was, but anyway, like, there's a reason they're able to do the things that they do. You would love Blue Sky, by the way. Isn't that like the new Twitter people are going to? Doing a dream home decorator renovation of their kitchen, and they're not getting packs from EA anymore. They aren't? I wonder if they pulled out of the program because of the new regulations. Oh no, Lordy. Ew. Because my phone vibrates on a surface. I'm sorry. We need to get... There's so many games I want to play. It's such a problem. My Time at Sandrock got a big update. Medieval Dynasty. I still haven't gotten to play the co-ed. Why are things updating? I didn't tell you to do that. Please stop. I'm busy. Also, why won't this window get smaller? Please. I've asked you to be smaller. Why aren't you? I know you can be. I've seen you be smaller before. It's too big. That's what she said. Thank you. Jesus. No, no. Stop doing that. That's annoying. Because the policy is so good. You can find easy people to follow in your field's interests through. Should do a wheel of all the games you're interested in playing and decide to try one a week or bi-weekly if we get into it. That's actually a really good idea. Well, and I have a bunch of like mini cozy games too that I got with the intention to play off stream, but then you guys got me into the fucking Infinity Nikki game. Which I'm hoping I'll get to a point soon where I run out of things to do until the next update, and then I can stop and then try to catch up on Genshin again, and then I can stop, and then I can get into The Sims again. But then you guys are doing the stupid challenge thing, and so that's gonna be a whole thing. Don't let me in with Zero and Chewy. Well, now I just got Cass into it, so Cass is gonna want to talk about it, and Becky. And then I want to do Medieval Dynasty. I want to start from scratch and like really get invested. It's such a good game. And then My Time in Sandrock got a massive update. Like I have 4 gigabytes to download. And then Palia, remember Palia? And we haven't finished the fucking Nancy Drew game. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do a Tipsy Nancy Drew stream tomorrow. Tipsy Thursday. Oh, and then I was getting into Minecraft before I went to California. I need a gaming schedule. And I've been staying up late reading because I want to try to get closer to my goal before the end of the year, which is very soon. Just a tad, though. Just a little bit. Also, Assassin's Creed. Remember we were playing through Assassin's Creed franchise? Remember that? And there's a new really good-looking Indiana Jones game coming out. Pull up my walkthrough. That's probably a good idea. There's a Nancy Drew game from like last year we never finished. Don't tell me it's already out, Lasana. No. No. Don't tell me that. And then Coral Island has been getting a bunch of updates. And American Truck Simulator, because I want to practice driving. Let's see, what else do I have in here? Uncategorized games. I never got to try Mistra. What is this? There's a bunch of these tiny games. Fae Farm got a big update. What else is on here? Oh, I think I got that one for free and was supposed to do a video on it. Whoopsies. Kinseed has gotten a bunch of updates. I finally bought a little to the left. I don't know if I should do that on stream or not. I still haven't gotten into Planet Zoo. That's gonna be a whole thing. Sunhaven, I still haven't gotten a chance to really sink my teeth into. Witchwood was a game I wanted to play on stream. I started it off stream and I thought it'd be perfect. Haven't done that yet. I wasn't gonna mention last year's Nancy. I want to play the Talus Principles. I want to do Outer Wilds. I've been avoiding spoilers for it thanks to Zero. I've been avoiding spoilers for it for like 2 years now. Also, oh my god, what is the game? I own it. Where is it? Maybe I own it on the Switch. It's another one I've been avoiding spoilers for. Spiritfarer, which a bunch of people have wanted me to play over the last 4 years. But avoiding for that too. Anyone writing these games down for a wheel? You do not want to do it on stream. The anger I left when it wasn't just right. OCD nightmare! Cool, 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 cool. Okay, hold on. Let's create a wheel spinner. Pick a wheel. I think that's what most people use. All right, let's see. What's the name to do a game called? Super long names and typos are a thing. We're a typo-friendly community. 7 keys. Okay. What else do we got here? Coral Island. I think I would want to start Coral Island from the beginning because they've done so many, like, quality of life. Palea's gotten a bunch of updates too. I want to wait until Palea gets another map. Has Palea gotten another map? Because I'm kind of losing my mind. Oh, the Assassin's Creed. How do you spell assassins? There's way too many S's in that. Which one are we on? Assassin's Creed. I feel bad. Assassin's Creed is why Seneca joined the community, fun fact. I think we were on Revelations. I also wanted to check out Disney Dreamlight Valley. It was like a no-no to play it on streams though for a while, so I don't know. What else we got here? I'm not looking at chat for a minute, so if you're saying stuff, I'm not paying attention. I have also a bunch of mini games, so we should do another like indie game day. We haven't done one of those in a long time. Or even just like an indie game week. We play a bunch of little shorter games. I don't necessarily need to play Fae Farm on stream. I also can't remember which Kingdom games we've played on stream before. But I like to show them off in case people are interested in Kingdom. Did Little Witch in the Woods ever get updated? I have Outer Wilds on here. Outer Wilds. Oh, also I have Potion Permit someone got me. I forgot about this game. I think that's just a demo right now though. Did I put Spiritfarer? Then we have Sims 4. Pack it up. I don't know what this is. I'm guessing it's one of the mini games I have. Okay. All the S's. I quit playing for a year and caught up within an hour? Okay, that makes me feel a bit better. I haven't played since the first couple months it was released. Like, I got really into it. But the problem is I only like playing it on the computer because it lags too much with the decorations, and I couldn't play the computer for a year, pretty much. I also never finished Zelda. I meant to. Intention was there. My Sims Kingdom. There are other games on here. Heaven's Vault. No, me and Lasana wanted to get back into that. What else is here? Oh my god. Watermelon. Okay, we tried Hourglass. We did those ones. Oh, I got this game because I thought we would like it. I should make a list of just small indie games. Did you ever play Potionomics? No. I don't think I even know what that is. I might know what that is. Oh, apparently it's on my wish list. Apparently I did put that on here. Oh, it looks cute. Oh, Moonstone Island was on my wish list, and then I saw so many people complaining about it. And also, I think it's a card game, and I don't like the card-based. I don't mean this in a flirty way. I'd watch you play anything. I want you to play Wingspan so bad. I'm pretty sure I own it on the Switch. I haven't played the Switch in so long. I'm in it in a flip. It's my favorite game. You guys are so nice to me. I wanted to play through Garden Story. I never finished it. I did not realize there were expansion packs. Oh, Fallout 4. I also wanted to check out Fortnite. Oh, Indiana Jones. Unrelated, what's your Steam name friend code? I think it's on here. Oops. We don't need to put Minecraft there. Minecraft is always there. I just haven't done the archaeology in Minecraft. And apparently I don't have a command for my thing. My wish list is public though, unfortunately. So I don't know how to give you my friend code, but my name is Sberry. Oh. This gives me my full number. Is this what you want? Is that helpful? Okay, I'll make that a command. So my mods and I had a Minecraft server. Like back when Dave was one of my... And then there was like this whole thing. Individual things. And then so Brie and I closed it because it was like, it was expensive. The reason we haven't done a community server is because I don't know how to code and set things up to set boundaries. Like, I don't know how to set up like to keep people from destroying your stuff or that kind of thing. And I don't have anyone informed enough about running a server to help manage it because I can't manage it. And it's not that I don't trust you guys. I just want you to have a fun time. So what we could do is make it like add people specifically instead of making it free for anyone to join in. But that does make it kind of a bummer for lurkers who maybe want to participate, but they don't want to single themselves out. Maybe I'm overthinking it. What was I trying to look up? Oh, I was trying to set an alert or a notification. Or I could even just put it in my panel. I like planting, making giant wide dimension machine trees and mushrooms. That is kind of how I would want to set it up and encourage it, is for people to like help each other get resources. I wonder if I still have photos of what we were working on. It was pretty cool though. We had two servers. We had one that was like medieval themed, and everyone kind of like built their own thing, but also were kind of close to each other. And then the second one we did, Chewy, Kira, and I wanted to try to build something that was more like desert themed. That one got really intricate and really cool. And like Rosie was on that one, and Jess was on that one. Carly was on that one. And they like set up like a train system in the thing. That one got really, really intricate and really cool. But that was also around the time that my hand started fucking up, and then things happened and so people stopped using it. The problem I have... Luke's dog plays Minecraft? No, Ro. The problem I have with Minecraft is I have visions of what I want to build, but then it takes so long. And so what I would do is I would like sketch out things on like a grid system, and then Chewy and Kira would kind of build it like we were building this giant palace in the sky. There was some really cool spots in that one. There was this one room where the walls were like black, the floor was white. We had water on the sides with lily pads, and then we had like the blue lanterns hanging down and like purple windows. The three of us got really good at that one. But the problem is I couldn't play very often. And they were playing and would have questions of like design ideas or like materials. merch to get you. Where in the world is Carmen San Diego? Okay, so the story with why that's on my wish list. I got the demo in a cereal box as a child and never got to finish the game, but I played that demo like 15 times. I loved Carmen San Diego games. My mom would get me the educational ones, like the writing and reading, and then the math one. Do you remember when they would give us computer game demos in cereal boxes? Cereal box goodies used to be so much better than they are now. Not to sound like an old person, but oh. Did I put Fallout 4 on here? No, I didn't. Still haven't finished Fallout 4. Now you have to read Cassandra Speaks. I've gotten into a chapter about archaeology. Oh, God. Oh, I need to update the games I've completed or played. How do I make this bigger? I can't see. How do I... How do I... Oh, there we go. What's my EA creator code? Is it Esberry or Esberry Games? Not me getting a notification that Peanut's playing Fallout 4. Ugh. Okay, thank you. Let's see if this looks the way I want it to. I did it wrong. Right? I don't know how to code things. Make me do markdown. I did it! Okay. I did it. Ugh. Did you guys see my new panels? I tried to make everything like academia. Okay, do you want to see what the wheel looks like right now? Ridiculous. It looks ridiculous. I can't believe I used to think that I wasn't a gamer. Ellie, you're not allowed to get me any presents. Okay, I was trying to make this look cooler, but it's not working. Great. Okay. Look at this. And I don't think this isn't also the individual indie games either. And then you have to remember some of these are like long-term games, like multiple streams. Nails are so long. Help. Sounds like a personal problem. Let me, you know what? We're going to put all of the little indie games on here too. Y'all are going to be like this. You could see my unplayed games. Okay. Okay. I don't know what this game is, but I got it. Did that garden game come out yet? Oh, Coffee Talk. And there's a sequel now. I don't know what this is. I don't know if this was gifted to me. I don't know if I bought this. There are still endings that we haven't gotten on the gay Greek game either. To solve my childhood curiosity. Exactly. That's exactly the reason. I don't know what this game is or what it looks like. I'm just gonna put all the games on here. Love Stray Gods. Second favorite game you played. That one was thanks to Luke too. I wouldn't have known that game otherwise. So shout out to Luke. Okay, this one I got for myself off stream. This is a game that I don't think we've played, and it'll probably make us cry. We haven't had a crying stream in a while. Okay, this is the one I think I got for free. So even though it's very late, we should probably play it. Oh, this is an archaeology game I've been wanting to play. Oh, this is a dating game that we got. It's the dinosaur dating game that we played the demo of. I think that's the one I played on stream. I put Kinseed on here already. We never finished Lake either. Oh. That's one I think I would play off stream. Maybe not during the holiday season though. Yeah. Did we play this one? No. I think I got this one for a Halloween game. I don't know what this is. Oh, I think I got this one as a Halloween game too. This one is a puzzle game that was requested by a person who doesn't come to stream anymore, but it still looked cool. Planet Zoo. Planet Zoo is like a game I want to get invested in, but probably not going to happen in the next year. I got Lakeburg after you played it, spent hours on it. That's another one that that's the one that I was like, I'll probably play that off stream. Dinosaur dating game? Yeah. We played the demo on that. And we really liked it. This was... Is this the cult game? Or is this just a scary game we got? I'm not putting the scary games on here. We can visit those in next October. Maybe I'll actually stream. I don't know what this is. Someday I would like to play the Talus Principle. It's along the lines of The Witness. I don't know if we'll ever get to that. I stopped playing Planet Zoo because it takes so much effort to... Yeah, exactly. That's why I feel like that's something that, like, is not going to be anytime soon. Okay, this looks like another crying game. I like playing the sad crying indie games on stream because I feel like they're like powerful stories that we always end up enjoying together. Wingspan's already on there. Witchwood's already on there. We also never finished the Myst franchise. I really want to play Season again. That's such a good game. Stray Gods, that's what it's called. I would love to replay What Remains of Edith Finch. That was such a... That's a game that, like, has stuck with me. Wind Peaks. Oh, that was that game. I remember that. I was just making sure I have... Oh, God. I should not be getting into Civ 6 again. So good, though. And Foundation's got a bunch of updates, too. I would love to get into Eco, but I want to play it with someone. And it's such a time investment that it's hard to find anybody who can really get into it. Oh my God, I didn't realize how much we played Core Keeper, Kira, Chewy. I have almost 100 hours in it. Damn. Ugh, and Crusader Kings 3. We did a spooky game with flashbacks. What was it? Are you talking about the one that was like the ghostish one? That was Ethan Carter. That was so good. That one was so good. See, that's what I mean. Is like these are the type of games I would have never played on my own, and I love experiencing them together. Yeah, no, Ethan Carter was really good. There were a couple games somewhat similar to that that I got around the same time that we never played. So there's one, where is it? The Last Case of Benedict Fox is like Lovecraftian. Like that one looks scary. Think Shrouded Isle is one of them. Or I can't remember if this is the one where you run your own cult. Yeah, yeah, that's the one where you run your own cult. That one was gifted. And then there's a game that it's an Easter egg in Edith Finch. And is a separate game from the same creators. Unfinished Swan. That's one of the ones too. It's on the list. Do you ever finish the Puzzle Box series ones? Are you talking about The Room? Yeah, we did. Those ones were freaky. Those are good too. Wow, I just realized the last year has kind of sucked in terms of us playing fun, unique games. 2025 is going to be different. 2026, I might be in grad school. So recently I heard people say the Room games weren't scary and I was shocked. Those, I mean, like, they were freaky. They were freaky games. They weren't terrifying, but like they were freaky. They were scary. I don't know what they're talking about. Oh, Nostalgic Train. That's the one. That's also like a walking game. They were so good. Yeah. We did we got a lot to cover in 2025. Yeah, okay. So I updated so this is what it looks like now if we add all the little indie games. So these games are etched in my nightmares. God. A lot of these could be played like on the same week. Like they're short. The very least, we could get a taste of them. It's gonna be hard to. I might not play The Sims as much unless we're playing that challenge because I want to get back into Sims YouTube. So maybe that will scratch my itch. I was trying to film a speed build yesterday and I just hated how it was turning out. So I'll probably work on it again after stream today and see if I can. Well, it's not. You're also watching at like 11 p.m. Like for me, it's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's easier to digest. And this is assuming there aren't new games coming out this year that I want to play. These have been piling up since 2020. Granted, we've played a lot of. I have a completed file on in my like when we're done with a game, I put it in a folder. And there's 43 games in there. So we've done pretty good. But there are 62 uncategorized games. And there are 47 on this wheel. So oh, +6. Okay, hold on. Well, no, we didn't play all 6. Also, there's 16 in my favorites. We've played a lot of those on stream. So we have like 60-ish games. It's one game a week. Okay. That seems okay. And some of them will be multiple because they're shorter. That's doable. We can do that. How long will I stick to it? Should we make a like bet now of like how long can Rayleigh actually stick to that schedule? $3 days? You won't even start. I also really want to play Animal Crossing. The problem isn't even like stream. The problem is I play games off stream as well, but I tend to find a new game. I do the same thing with books where like I go into my library and I'm like, oh, I want to read this. I'll put it on my TBR. Or, oh, I want to read this in the fall. I'll put it there. But realistically, I buy a new book. I'm surprised we made the wheel. You should spin 3 times and pick one because you would never go with the first spin. You know, I'm being called out a lot right now. Like a lot. Okay, hold on. Hold on. So, in case you're curious, I do have a post on my blog of completed or played games. It hasn't been updated in a while. I usually put on it last time it was updated. When was this updated? October 2023, so a year ago. So I need to update it, but it's substantial. We're very proud you made the wheel. Okay, well, it's been 4 hours and it is 4:30, which means Rayleigh needs to try to convince herself to eat something, but I don't want to. And I ate 2 protein bars, so I feel like that counts for something. Maybe I'll take a nap. I think I was up till 1:30 reading, but I finished the book I started, so. You have 2 Christmas parties tomorrow? Jesus. Tomorrow we'll do a Tipsy Thursday stream because I have apple cider and I have cinnamon whiskey. And we'll work on the Nancy Drew game. I don't remember anything that's happened. And because I moved everything around since then, I don't know where my stream notebook is. So I need to find that. Ellie, that's good to know. We should probably test our co-gaming compatibility off stream first though. There's a reason I only ever played with Amy. I've tried playing games with other people. I've tried. I've been trying to get May to play something with me now that she's not streaming, but have fun at your Christmas parties. So back tomorrow. We'll stream Friday. I would like to get back to 4 days a week. Or at least 3 in a video. I have no idea how I was doing 2 builds a week while in school. And they were like intricate builds. I have no idea how I was doing that. I want to do another like build with me series. If you've never seen that, it's on my YouTube channel. I'm really proud of it. I would work on a build and then we'd put like a voting thing up on what to build, like what to do with it. I'm technically never finished the second one, but I really liked it. And that could cure my building itch. But I have to actually like sit there. And I was also thinking of doing like when I do, because sometimes I worry about what to talk about. Still here. But the one I did where it was the speed build, and then I talked about what books I've been reading. I liked that, and I felt like it was unique, so I might do that again. Okay, I'm gonna go. It was nice to see you. But like I'm gonna go now. And I hope you have a good rest of your evening or morning if you are Lisana. And I will see you tomorrow for Tipsy Thursday and Nancy Drew. Please enjoy this pigeon sitting on a horse. Enjoy coffee. Thank you. How'd you know? Okay. Bye. Thank you again for being so generous. You guys are ridiculous. Happy holidays. Okay, bye.